All right, here we are, ready to win, guys. Let's go. We're ready. We're ready to go. Let's go for the win. Top fragger. Wait, what the heck? What the? My mouse is out of battery. Don't start without me. Wait, don't start without me. Hi guys, KatimaGaming here, and today we are gonna do a review of the Razer Basilisk. Wait, we? Sorry, no, just me. Okay, take two. Hi guys, today I am going to do a review of the Razer Basilisk X Hyperspeed after using it for 6 months. Yep, I'm a one-man show. Anyways, before we begin, I just want to let you know that this is episode 2 of 4 episodes that I am doing right now on Razer products. I already did a review of the Razer Blackwidow V3 TKL, the episode before, links in the description below. Right now, I am doing a review of the Razer Basilisk X Hyperspeed, and the episode after this, I will be doing a review of the Razer Tartarus Pro. So if those videos already went up, links are all down below. Episode 4 will then be a conclusion video about my experience using Razer products. Alright, so the Razer Basilisk. Oh my gosh, this is such a confusing line of gaming mouse from Razer. There are 5 of them in the market right now, so let's just quickly go through them one by one just to avoid confusion. First, you have the classic Razer Basilisk V2, a wired gaming mouse with 11 programmable buttons and green lights around it. Fancy. Then you have the Razer Basilisk Essential, the cheapest of the Basilisk mouse lineup. It's a wired gaming mouse with a tad bit smaller design than the rest and also comes with a third side button. Then you have the top of the chops, the most expensive one, the Razer Basilisk Ultimate, a wireless gaming mouse using Razer's Hyperspeed wireless technology. It also has 11 programmable buttons with 14 customizable Razer lighting zones. Then the latest would go to the Razer Basilisk V3, a wired full RGB gaming mouse with 11 buttons and 11 RGB lighting zones. And last but not the least, the conservative variant of the Razer Basilisk Ultimate and the one we're reviewing right now, the Razer Basilisk X Hyperspeed. Confusing, right? You know what, guys? I think Razer could have made it much easier when it comes to naming. I mean, they could have just called it the Basilisk V2 Wireless, the Basilisk V2 Chroma, the Basilisk V2 Lite, the Basilisk V2 Wireless Lite, along with the V3. But hey, I'm not the one running a multi-million-dollar company, right? So, Razer Basilisk X Hyperspeed. The good, the bad, the ugly. Let's go. The name itself is derived from Razer's wireless hyperspeed technology. This means that you can enjoy 2.4 GHz of high-speed, zero-latency wireless performance from the mouse itself. Razer claims that it's 25% faster than any other wireless tech out there. Yeah, right, like, how do you even measure that? I'd like to see someone on YouTube try to actually measure it and tell us that it's actually 25% faster than any other technology of mouse out there, including Logitech and Corsair. I mean, come on, Razer, come on. The mouse comes with 2 extra buttons on the side and 1 on the top just behind the tactile scroll wheel. All buttons use Razer's signature mechanical switches. All are also programmable with onboard DPI storage. Speaking of DPI, the X Hyperspeed comes with what Razer is coining as the 5G Advanced Optical Sensor, along with 16,000 DPI, 450 IPS tracking speed, and up to 40G acceleration. The mouse runs on a single swappable AA battery which is housed inside and is accessible through the magnetic flap. There's also a storage space for the USB dongle. The Hyperspeed wireless mode and Bluetooth are changeable with a switch under the mouse. Razer claims the X Hyperspeed can last up to 285 hours on 2.4 wireless and up to 450 hours on Bluetooth. Now, what do I actually like about this mouse? Well, first of all, it's such a comfortable mouse, guys. It's so comfortable. I mean, the left rubber, the right rubber, it just fits right well. Even if you're using the palm style, claw style, it just fits. It's really good. Casual gamers may not notice this, but the sensor below, the 5G sensor, is actually on point. It's so good. Oh, it's out of range. Oh, not bad. Steady hands. Woo! Steady hands, baby.
Thank you.
Woo! Steady hands and quick reflexes. Not bad for an old man.
Thank you.
Steady hands and quick reflexes. Not bad for an old man. If you're into FPS games, this is the mouse for you. Sometimes I even forget that it's actually a wireless mouse. The tech is really good, and it weighs in at just over 100 grams with a solo battery in it. Some will complain that the mouse is a little bit too heavy, especially for RTS and MOBA gamers, so I suggest you go into the Razer stores or any provided supplier and test the mouse out for yourself. Remember, when you go into the store, make sure that they have a battery inside the mouse so that you can actually feel what it's really like, because most of the demos they put out there, they don't have batteries inside them, so double check on that. All the buttons are loud and clicky, and wow, it just glides through the mouse pad, man. It's so good. If you look at the mouse design, you will see that there are actually big gaps in between the buttons, which means that they're actually very easy to clean. So if you have sweaty hands like mine and you tend to get muck stuck in between the buttons, this is actually a big bonus. It's a dream to clean this mouse, very easy. Lastly, the mouse also comes with hypershift, so reprogrammable buttons get even better. It's fast, it's responsive, it's accurate, and oh man, like I said, the tech is really good here. But you know what? It's not perfect. You know, there are a lot of things they could have really included in this mouse, especially for $60. For starters, there is no cable, and I don't mean that it doesn't come with any cables in the box. No, there's actually no port whatsoever for it. So if you're out of battery, you got no backup whatsoever, wired connection is actually impossible with the X Hyperspeed. This is actually what it looks like in the front. Empty. Nada. There is no wired connection whatsoever. This might be a game breaker for a lot of people because the option to go from wireless to wired should always be there, especially for a premium product like this. To have batteries all the time feels very last decade. The middle buttons also don't go left or right, and there are no lights on it whatsoever except for the connection indicator, green for the Hyperspeed and blue for Bluetooth. For $60, it sure feels like a bare bones kind of mouse for the price you're paying for. If you're running an entire RGB setup, this will look like a black hole on the right side of your desk. Other Basilisk models, even the cheapest Basilisk Essential, include a third button on the side called a paddle to give more flexibility, but the X Hyperspeed looks very empty. The buttons that are available here doesn't make the mouse feel any special compared to a $20 or $30 mouse. Sure, they are all programmable, but if I was looking for a mouse with these basic buttons, you know what, $20 will do actually. In addition to that, there is no battery indicator on the mouse to tell you how much juice you got left on a single AA battery. Even the Razer Synapse program only gives you a small teeny tiny indicator and not even a percentage compared to going to Bluetooth. Lastly, and this might sound pretty petty, but if you look at the box, it says over here 5G. I thought that was actually 5 GHz technology over 2.4 GHz technology. I mean, Rapu right now has a 5 GHz wireless technology going on, but it turns out that this name 5G is actually the name of their optical sensor. Wow, Razer really knows how to name them. Now for the ugly, the game breaker, the baggage that your partner was carrying all this time, but by the time you found out, it was too late. Razer claims that the X Hyperspeed can last up to 285 hours on its 2.4 Hyperspeed wireless tech and up to 450 hours on Bluetooth with one single AA battery. But the truth is, after 6 months of using it, it doesn't even come close to that. Okay, so with work at home during COVID, I spent an average of about 10 hours in front of the computer. Yes, 10. I spent 5 hours working on my regular job and 5 hours playing video games or doing content creation. On a Panasonic Alkaline AA battery, I swap out every 10 days on a single battery. Yes, I've calculated it after using the mouse for 6 months, meaning that I could actually finish a stack of 4 easily within 1 month. 10 hours every day for 10 days is 100 hours. Definitely not close to the advertised 285 hours that the Razer was selling. And don't tell me, oh, KatimaGaming, you could save more battery if you just switch it to Bluetooth. No. I did not spend $60 on a Hyperspeed tech just so that I could use the mouse on Bluetooth, okay? If I was planning to just get something on Bluetooth, I could have just spent $20 on a Bluetooth mouse. Okay. Relax. Summer breeze makes me feel fine. So excuse me if I'm just trying to get my money's worth. So no, I have no intentions whatsoever to use the mouse on Bluetooth, like ever. Now, 100 hours might not seem so bad for a single battery use, but you gotta understand my situation. I'm coming from a Logitech G603 mouse, okay? This mouse is legendary when it comes to battery life. I could go up to 3 months on a single battery. Actually, there's still a battery in there. Let's see if it still works. Oh my gosh, it still lights up. It still works. Lastly, and worst of all, this mouse actually disconnects and doesn't reconnect after coming from idle, okay? What this means is that if you leave the mouse alone for a few minutes, it'll actually go into idle mode and disconnect to save on battery. And if you try to move the mouse again, it's supposed to reconnect instantly or maybe a second or two delay, but there are times where it doesn't connect at all, okay? So let's say I watch a video and leave the mouse for a few minutes and it just goes on idle, and upon grabbing the mouse again, it just doesn't connect back. And I'd have to actually switch the mouse off and turn it back on to actually reconnect. This is actually pretty annoying and it happens maybe once a week. I don't know if this is a software problem, a hardware problem, or the problem is in the dongle, but I'm actually considering sending this back. However, upon reading on some of the forums, some of the people have returned this mouse due to a disconnection and reconnection issue, but when they got the new Basilisk mouse upon return, it's the same issue. So yeah, this is a bummer. Luckily, it's not too bad on my end. I have heard some or read some forums that it's pretty bad for some people even upon getting a new version back. But this happens once in a while, and yeah, it can actually become quite annoying. So you might get lucky and not have this issue with your version. I got lucky because it's not too bad in my version and I can actually tolerate it, but for $60, I really expect more out of this. So in conclusion, is the Razer Basilisk X Hyperspeed worth it? Well, for $60, no. Absolutely not. It's too bare bones for $60. But I did notice a lot of IT stores recently are actually selling this for $40. And for about that price, yes, it's definitely worth it. Casual gamers, though, might not feel the value of the mouse based on the sensor and the technology alone. Because casual gamers, you know, they want something flashy, they want tech, they want buttons, they want something that they can show off. The mouse also feels like it's exclusively catered to FPS gamers and maybe third-person shooting or action RPG. Also, if you're running on exclusively an RGB setup and you want to go from left to right and see all those lights, you're not gonna get it with the Basilisk X Hyperspeed because it's just plain black. It's a black hole out there. There's a lot of empty spaces in the mouse and it looks like a black hole, but at the end of the day, what I really like about it is that it's just so easy to clean. It's a mature mouse, okay, for older people like me. As for the battery issue, I recommend that you buy rechargeable batteries over disposable ones. It's better for your wallet and it's better for the environment. Also, it alleviates the need for you to actually worry about the battery at all because at the end of the day, you could just swap the batteries, rechargeable batteries anytime since you could just charge the rest all the time. For me personally, I swap rechargeable batteries every Sunday. Regardless if I'm still full, if I still got a lot of juice on it, or if I'm running low, I swap batteries every Sunday and I just recharge the rest without worrying about wasting a AA. Despite having no lights at all and having quite a smart idle time, I still think that the Logitech is the king when it comes to battery efficiency. And in the end, the Basilisk X Hyperspeed does feel like an entry-level wireless gaming mouse. I'd only recommend the X Hyperspeed if you want to stay with the Razer ecosystem. If you have Razer peripherals already, like a keyboard, microphone, a Tartarus or whatever, then bringing them all together with the Basilisk on the Razer Synapse is really convenient, especially if you're using Hypershift. And there you have it, guys, the Razer Basilisk X Hyperspeed. If you found this video useful, a like and subscribe would really help smaller channels like mine out. Don't forget that this is episode 2 of 4 episodes that I'm making on Razer products that I'm reviewing. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in our past, present, and future videos. Sawasdee. Okay, I'm back. Don't start without me. Don't start without me. Wait, no!